Better yet, get the Stand Firm app. In fact, the reason we are moving toward the Stand Firm app because the landscape of communication has greatly changed over the last couple of decades. And there was a time when FRC staff and experts were frequent guests on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and the mainstream networks. But over time, the biblical worldview that we offered became less welcome as the LGBTQ agenda really began to dominate in newsrooms all across the landscape. And that includes some of the conservative ones, like Fox. And as we saw the cancel culture, we were really at the tip of the spear. It began to impact other mediums of communication. And Family Research Council made adjustments to safeguard our messaging against those who would suppress it. That includes the launch of Washington Watch over a dozen years ago, daily program. Some of you have been listening all that time. We then, just a couple of years ago, launched the Washington Stand, and out of a desire to help ensure that our message continues to encourage and equip Christians across this country with resources that help them stand, help you stand for biblical truth. You know, pray, vote, stand. We give you information on how to pray. And obviously when it's election time, how to vote and how to speak to your elected officials, but also how to stand firm for biblical truth. And so out of that, we developed the Stand Firm app, which, as it is being developed, will be a cancel-resistant platform so that we can continue no matter what the future may look like. Join me now to talk about this, Brent Keilen. He's the Vice President for Strategic Initiatives here at the Family Research Council and FRC Action. Brent, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Tony. Good to be with you today.
So these days you can put the most ridiculous as well as helpful apps on your mobile device. What's the difference about the Stand Firm app that makes it of value? I would say great value to Christians.
Tony, the Stand Firm app really is designed for SageCon, spiritually active, governance engaged conservative Christians, which you've talked a lot about on the program. We've been working to reach them and equip them for quite a few years now. And there's, an estimated 20 plus million of them out there. They're doing incredible things. They're engaging at incredibly high levels, which is awesome. One of the things we've encountered, though, as we've worked with them is just a need for ways to connect and certain tools. And really, out of those conversations and the research we did, really specifically with that group to a large degree, we developed this app. And so what you'll find on this is tools to help you. It's going to be grounded in the Word. So we've got that Stand on the Word that FRC puts out, Tony, your daily video, because with SageCons, everything they do is rooted in the Word and in their faith. But then there's also tools to engage. So there's ways to contact government officials. There's ways to stay up to date on what's going on with places like, of course, Washington Watch, but also the Washington Stand and things like that. So it's really kind of been tailor designed to help meet those needs that we've uncovered in a lot of the conversations that we've had.
So the three major daily news feeds you have the Stand on the Word, which is the morning devotional that many folks are involved in. That's at the top of the feed each day. We've got our Washington Stand, which is FRC's news and commentary news feed, online publication. That is constantly updated, so you're getting new content constantly. And then, of course, the Washington Watch, which right here will appear on the app as well. Talk about some of the other features. I mean, this is all obviously content all coming from a biblical perspective, but when you talk about engage, you can go straight from an issue oftentimes if it's an action-related item in the Washington Stand to contacting your member of Congress, all right there at one place on the app.
That's exactly right, Tony. We've been developing toolkits, and some of those are resources in the app that are just always going to be there. And then some of them are built around specific needs or specific issues or things that are happening on in culture. We had a voter impact toolkit over the fall that got a lot of participation and engagement. We've got, just as an example for what you're bringing up here, In about a week, we're going to roll out the first 100 days toolkit. So this is going to equip you with ways to stay informed on what's going on, in these critical first 100 days of the new administration. But then there's going to be ways you can take action. So I know with a lot of people, hey, if you're like me, there's a lot of government officials to keep track of. You've got federal, you've got state, you've got local. There's going to be a tool in that toolkit where you can look all of those up. Just punch in your address. I put mine in, and it took me all the way down to my county commissioner and city council. So it's got a lot of really helpful info, ways to contact them. But it's also going to be tracking key issues that you can get engaged with as those come up. So if there's a key piece of legislation that we really think you as a believer need to weigh in on because it's really going to impact you, we're going to put that there, send you an alert, let you know about that. Or maybe it will be a petition on a really important issue or something like that. But there's going to be a lot of those ways to equip you to also take action on the
Right.
important issues
And
happening.
there'll also be special content like coming up next week. We'll have our inaugural praise and prayer convocation with Dr. Jim Garlow. If you can't be in DC, you can actually watch it on the app. And then coming up next month, we'll be rolling out our God and Government series that will be exclusively on the app. Of course, we'll have more about that in the days ahead. Brent Keilen, thanks so much for joining us, and appreciate all the great work you do on keeping the Stand Firm app going.
Sure, appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.